So we're supposed to, or I'm supposed to follow my colleague, I guess, speak on my experience on choice. It's probably a little bit kind of complex for me to speak about my experience when it comes to choice, because to me everything is a choice. It's the difference comes to exactly what kind of choices exactly that we are talking about, and who is making those choices for us. So my experience with choice does not really matter, but it's more what can I do as a citizen of this community about those choices that are proposing in our district. And so I think with that line of thought, this is something that you also may want to consider, okay, we've been giving many choices, but I want to step aside from this thought and say that probably one of the biggest experience that I had as a resident of this community about choice was on July the 1st at 12 a.m. midnight, when the party of both party and the center, state level, the Republicans and the Democrats, they couldn't make up their mind, not my mind, their mind, I meant to say. So that led to this new administration to continue the control of the Board of Education. And that had led that we are experiencing what we are experiencing today. So, ever since, and even way before that, we know that this administration is stepping, everything has been about a new system. But I wanted to say to you, or share to you, more than my experience, I want to share my views. So, when it comes to this administration, I really want to establish clear that this has been a consistent pattern of exercising control and basically ignoring our voices. And I feel that it's being the kind of culture in which what we say doesn't count. And at some point, I hope this doesn't sound diminished, but I cannot find another word or other analogy to convey this thought that is going through my mind. Have you ever seen when a dog is barking, but nobody pays attention? I'm not saying that we are a dog, but a doggy is barking because something is bothering him. And for that, I will say that we've been in this community constantly outcrying our needs, saying what is in our mind, trying to bring some changes, but nobody's listening to us. Right here, right now, I wish this room would be full of people that even the chair wouldn't be enough. But this is not the case, unfortunately. But that's another thing. As thing as it is right now, I think that we are facing a very complex and powerful situation that if we don't remain focused, is going to go out of our hands. I personally not going to say or gonna stand here trying to convince you that I am an expert in choice, but I know what is bothering me and what is bothering my community. And I've been in this community for more than 25 years. So, my gray hair actually, I get it in here, fighting in this community. And so, I really want to urge every parent in this room, every individual, whether you have a child in the school system, you personally may not, but eventually your own children will. You have relatives as well. And like I said before, this is a moral responsibility that we all have. and we ought to fight for this. I personally going to fight as long as I have a strength, as long as I can do the function that any human being is expected to do, with all the strength of my soul and my body. This is something that we cannot tolerate. Hopefully, when fall comes around again, and this administration start going back to pushing this agenda, we will be hopefully even more prepared to speak our mind and say exactly why this is something that is not going to work for us. And the prior meeting that we had back on June the 4th, I associate my idea with an analogy that has to do with trust. And I think that what we had witnessed so far with this administration, it's been a pattern of all kinds of problems. Class size, which we have an expert on this right here. Co-location. Now DeZoning or DeZoning. So if you take a close look to those things that are going on, let me tell you, this is not by chance that this is happening. There is a plan, a well-written plan, you know? I personally think that both co-location and DeZoning, there are some similarity in both of this initiative. Co-location is pushing, it's making the, pushing. When one school coming to another school is pushing whatever is in that school. So pushing a student out. And DeZoning is basically creating the path to create a new system that if we don't take an initiative, if we fall asleep on this, we're going to see a new system, which means that the traditional system is going to be replaced by the new system called charter schools. I'm not against charter school, and I want to make that very clear. Charter school and the school system, they both can coexist, but they must respect each other. And I think that educational system has seniority over the charter school system. So we should have that in mind very clear. And I want to urge this administration, because it's not only one man responsible, but whoever works for that man, and we know who I am talking about. If by any chance he gets to see this video, I want him to know that he had the moral responsibility to reestablish the traditional education system. And if he really wants real choice for us, let us say what are those choices that we want, but don't choose those choices for us. So, again, I want to say exactly what I said this morning when it comes to DeZoning. I don't think DeZoning is either a bad or a good thing. But we really owe to find out what DeZoning exactly means and what are the consequences that come. I say to one of my colleagues this morning that I found that DeZoning, this proposal and other proposal, is like the trap of the century. Watch out so you don't fall into it. So thank you so much for your time.